Good morning, Odbayar Erdenetsogt. You are the Foreign Policy Advisor for the President of Mongolia. Welcome to Trade Finance Talks TV.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, World Economic Development Forum, you guys have sponsored this forum. Can you tell me why Mongolia and why now is the right time?
Well, it's pretty much in line with our foreign policy. We have an open, multi-pillar, independent and peace-loving foreign policy. Mongolia has always been like that. And after the pandemics, and now we're talking about the revival of the economies all over the world, especially Mongolia within its Vision 2050 and also in the framework of the Sustainable Development Goals, we are talking about reviving and reactivating our economy. So therefore, it has been discussed over several years, but then last year we had to postpone it because of COVID restrictions in different countries and participating countries. But now this is here and this is happening in Mongolia, and this is great. And we are hosting it, and we are providing the platform for not only the businesses from different countries in the world, but also landlocked countries and the countries with special needs, least developing countries, and small island developing states are also here. So we are providing this platform for export diversification, and we would like to call on the countries to diversify green, digital, and also organic, but also sustainable.
So why Mongolia, being a landlocked country, and there are definitely some challenges, why Mongolia for businesses?
Look, Mongolia is a landlocked country, is one of the 32 landlocked developing countries officially classified as landlocked developing countries by the United Nations. But of course there are 44 landlocked countries in the world. These countries are very different in their culture, history and geographical location, but they all have one thing in common, or several things in common, which are the challenges they are facing. For example, transit transportation, lack of sea access. They always have to go through their neighboring countries or through different countries in order to get to the nearest seaport. So it means automatically that they have to pay more for trade, for export, for import. So therefore these challenges they are facing are very similar. And of course, why Mongolia? Mongolia is a developing country, but quite leading in different fields like digitalization, green development policies. For example, our president has initiated this Billion Trees movement, which is not only about planting trees, it's about the whole greening of an industry in different fields. So therefore we are also actively engaging in the fight against climate change. We are trying to contribute towards the lowering of emissions. We are trying to start our transition into clean and green economy, green energy, and Mongolia has a great potential, and generally Mongolia is a great place to host international things in international forums.
I mean, transition is the important word there, and with transition comes the need for foreign investment and I guess access to trade. How do we increase access to trade and FDI into Mongolia to help it on its journey?
Well, there are several things. One, of course, investing into infrastructure sustainably, and also make the feasibility studies in different areas. Mongolia is, of course, very important, a leading country in mining, but we are here today talking about diversify with green trade and organic, digital and sustainable trade. So we are talking about non-mining products, non-mining sectors. So we will try to create more sustainable and more transparent and more reliable environment for investors. So the other countries also have to do that. So one of the things that lacks in many landlocked countries and developing countries in general is the lack of transparent and reliable investor environment, legal regulations, etc., etc. So therefore that is one challenge that we have to master. And the other thing is, of course, we have to invest into the infrastructure that we finance by ourselves and by our development partners. But also the other very important thing is how do we diversify the economy with sectors that are not directly linked or affected by landlockedness, meaning like a service sector, for example, right? So that is something that we have to look at, and there are so many different areas where we have to be very careful, very cautious, but also very adventurous, and we have to look at the potentials of those countries. For example, on the one hand, landlocked countries are very handicapped because of their challenges. On the other hand, we are talking about 32 nations, 32 markets, 32 new markets that we have to not only develop and support, but also to discover. So therefore, there are potentials in those countries. It's tremendous.
Odbayar, thank you very much, and thank you for hosting us at the World Economic Development Forum.
Thank you very much for having us, and welcome to Mongolia, and enjoy. It's a great thing.
Thank you.